Alright. Okay, hopefully everything's working. Late stream today. Late as in, I don't know. Tried to get up well over an hour ago. Did not succeed. Gotta listen to your body sometimes, I guess. Alright, let's see here. We are still doing Zelda. Yeah, I was in bed. Super sleepy. Trying to wake up. Scrolling Instagram. Trying to wake up for the second time. I was like, should I just skip today and sleep? Sleep like a normal person. Hi, good morning. Yeah, contemplating. I was like, I could skip a day and just get another hour of sleep. And then I was scrolling. And then, I don't know, somehow on Instagram, like in my normal feed, it'll just show me people I subscribe to. Oh, you have a tattoo sketch. Are you gonna show me your tattoo sketch, please? Very cool, very cool. I'd like to see it. Anyway, I was scrolling through my Instagram and coming across all these great Zelda drawings that other people were doing. And I was like, that feels like enough to get me up out of bed. So that was my Wednesday motivation. Okay, so because I left almost no time to do anything today, I'm gonna have to jump into it. Okay, last we left off, we were off to a decent start on the... There is something bugging me about Link, just a little bit. I want to do something to kind of fix this tension. Keeps catching my eye and his ears. Just a little bit more natural. Okay. Feels better. Alright, you send it to my Instagram. Do you want me to look at it right now? I'll blow you up. I'll make you world famous. There are thousands of eyes watching right now. Because I can do that. I'll make you famous. Let me look at it later. We have such precious little time today. Because, if anything, today will probably be exactly like yesterday, where my wife and kids wake up nice and early. Despite me getting up early, they'll just get up earlier. Okay. So, I'm going to work on these legs a little bit. Had to close a bunch of windows so that they wouldn't steal all my video RAM. Okay, so bump up the brightness, add blue light, and make sure my settings are correct. gonna have to go brighter than that. Okay. Bumping up the brightness. And the blue light. But I will look at it later. So I did something cool yesterday pertaining to this project. I did a little scouting ahead. Because I am human. I do have true human emotions. I have anxieties about things, and I was thinking, well, you know, I'm demonstrating this coloring technique, but it's a little bit like focusing on the minutia, like, oh, here's this one color for this one detail, and here's this one color for this one detail. How do I know I'm going in the right direction with the big picture? Like with making sure that the composition as a whole will work. Because I know generally that my approach yields good results. And I know that this black and white sketch had all the hallmarks of being a successful composition. But is the lighting that I'm going with going to look good in a color finished piece? So I started messing around with jumping ahead with the what will the final color application, what are we shooting for, basically? Is it going to be like, where is that, where's the other light coming from exactly? Because yesterday I was talking about, well, it could be coming from a doorway, it could be golden light from a sun, it could be coming from a fire torch or something like that. I was like, but I know for sure I want it to be on the opposite side of the camera facing us. So it's like, it's far away from us as opposed close to the blue light, which is like behind us. It was a little, and I knew all that was good. I knew it would work, but did I know? How did I know? You know, it's like, let me do a little color thumbnailing. And you know, I didn't do a very good job of, because of that, I didn't do a very good job of sticking to my rule of just trying to make the whole thing live, you know. And I won't do that again. I won't do it for the other pieces. We'll do it live for the other pieces. It's just, I haven't done this in a long time. Yeah, it's just, and I was just like, you know, forgive me this one time. For the other ones, I'll do it. I'll do it live. But I did. I jumped ahead just a little bit, and I was really rough with it. I was just like, okay. Because I wasn't doing the coloring that I'm doing here, where I'm like calculating like what color goes up in what brightness by what degree with color shifting or whatever. I was just using big, broad, like airbrush tools and just focusing on the overall like big read of the composition. Like, how does it you know, how might the finished product, even if hastily done, look? Like, where is that golden light coming from, and how does it hit, how does it relate, and how do we control the focus and the space and the attention of the viewer? Well, I in an hour I had it basically done, and I was very happy with the result. Extremely happy. And I thought to myself, yes, I still got it. So that's exciting, because I don't feel like I have many other points of anxiety that I need to caveat and put out there. I mean, all of this is... I can't call myself like a professional painter or colorist or anything like that. I definitely don't get hired for that type of thing. But being able to get back into that kind of mindset and bust out something quick and have it look like $1 million. That brought me back a little bit to it's not the good old days. You know, like I said, no one was ever really hiring me for my color work, but this looked good, and I knew it looked good. And I'm excited to get there. I guess the good news is it didn't take... I mean, if it didn't take long for me to get together in a sketch, I don't see why it needs to be something that... Love the lighting on that crabby-looking guy. Yeah, it's gonna... I mean, this is like super subtle stuff right now. I'm kind of like... I'm not... It's like, how that... Should this highlight be super intense? Like right there? I know that like when... Sometimes when things get like convex shiny things can create concentrations of bright light the same way that, or in a way opposite to the way convex and concave. Okay, a convex form like makes an awesome specular highlight, but a concave form can concentrate light as well. So like that can happen here where it's getting pinched. And even in these little crevices, theoretically, where there's like a dip and a turn, I need to be aware and add that kind of light. Ew, it's so gross looking. But this will definitely be... Well, we'll see. I like to live dangerously anyway, so we'll... With the understanding this probably won't be a long stream, let's push hard, see how far we can get. Actually, it looks pretty cool. And something that would definitely happen is, let's see here. There's definitely going to be a kind of brightness happening with the reflected light on this side, where it's picking up some reflections from the sand, picking up some light at least. Let's see if this can look cool. That looks a little much. Let's see here. Maybe subtle. Okay, and also some reflected sand-colored light on the bottoms of these legs. But all of these lights that I'm doing right now, those have to be subordinate to like the really dominant light source of the fire pit, which we have yet to even paint any of that light at all. But I know that if I make them too bright, I'll just have to correct it all later. So let's not do that. Okay, let's do some painting on here's the question. The eyeball, I want to save the eyeball for last. So let's do the... Ooh, let's save. Let's save our work. Man, I am not... My scraggly beard does not look good on the camera right now. I used to be shaving a verse, but now my the gray hair in my beard is so really ages me up. I'm past the age limit for Twitch streaming. I have to dress it up younger. Okay, so bump it up. Keeping the relationship, the shape of that light, the shape of that color. And then adding blue. Yeah, if your father has a beard, then that will be a natural thing. My hair on my head, this hair, doesn't really have gray hair yet, which is kind of amazing. So I have yet to be... I'm not dying to change my hair color yet. I can't really even grow a beard. My facial hair is too patchy. That could be genetics, and it has probably other factors as well. Like the time I nearly burned my face off in college with flaming shots of Bacardi 151. I have some scars that aren't really noticeable. Yeah, they're not really noticeable. But at the time, it looked like I was going to be horribly disfigured because I had horrible scabs. Everywhere where my beard is was like a scab. It was gnarly. And so I had all these scabs, and I couldn't shave because of the scabs. So my scabs started growing. My beard for about 2 weeks was growing into my scabs. But the doctors gave me this great medicine. Apparently it was like crazy expensive. But my parents had good health insurance, so they were able to, hook me up with this stuff. And I put it on every day, not expecting much. I just figured I would have some cool scars. At least I'm a guy, I can get away with like having crazy scars on my face. I was like, cool, maybe I'll look like a cool badass or something. I was resigned to accept my fate. Well, eventually they fell off. The scabs did. Like my beard hairs pushed like the scabs off, and beneath it was just normal looking skin. There are faint scars that you can see under certain lighting conditions. There are sort of like streakiness, and so there's some blank patches that are probably hard to identify. And the other factor is that my dad can't grow a beard anyway, but my brother can grow a beard. And then another factor is that half of my beard hair is actually blonde. Go figure. So it's like it doesn't even register as hair. It's just sort of invisible hair. It's like it doesn't know what color it wants to be, so it says, I'm transparent. And all of those hairs have turned gray now. So I'm left with half transparent, half gray, and then this like maybe 10% actual dark beard hairs that are interspersed with scarring. So I did not... that did not work out for old Maxie. Meanwhile, all my friends can grow like big pirate beards. I'm here suffering in silence. Missing out on the modern day lumberjack phenomenon. There looks like a stereotypical American gangster with that beard. Okay. Don't mess with your dad, I guess. Blue light. Okay, let's see. What does this look like? A little bit brighter. That's too much. There was actually a time where, before I had any gray hairs setting in, I did kind of commit to trying to grow a beard a little bit, just to see if I could really try, like if I really tried. And I got as far as having like a mustache and chin sort of goatee. I had enough coverage in those areas where it did look passably decent. What I ended up looking like is people said I looked like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s character in the Marvel universe, which was not a bad look to ape, I suppose. So eyes are weird with their shape. The lens, there's lenses inside. There's clear coatings on the outside. Gosh, when you think about it, it's really amazing. But yeah, there should be, let's see here. Going to be super reflective. Bump all that up. More blue. Like there should be something like that. Sort of on the inside where the lens is starting, and then here where it's, let's see, the iris is the black part of the eye. No, the pupil. The pupil is the black part of the eye. So the iris is the colored part of your eye that gives it like, oh, my eyes are blue or green. That part goes in. It's differently shaped, so it's not it doesn't follow the same geometry as the sphere of the eye. And all that is to say that it gets lit kind of on the opposite side of the donut. So more like right here. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. Okay. Let's turn our attentions, I think. There is something here on Link. Yeah, okay, alright, I'll save. Oh, look, I already did. Alright. You were reading my mind here. Okay. One thing I noticed yesterday is that the position of Link's finger holes on his gloves here does not match here. And I want them to. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Maybe give them a little more length. I did think that is a cool design that they're like, oh cool, give him. I don't know, maybe it's just my biases, but I think fingerless gloves are cool. It's like you're a biker or something, right? Yeah, they look cool. Alright, that looks more badass to me. I don't know if I've done the world's best job on jeez. Could this look better? The last thing I want to do is skip over like finger issues and then have like allegations of like AI or something. I don't think that would really happen. People would have to notice this first, and then I'd be happy enough about that. But like, it's like, it doesn't look enough like he's really holding it. It's like, that's an AI mistake. I'm like, no. Things can be more reflective than I made them. There we go. Yeah, I am feeling a little bit more emboldened to go farther with the color on Link. I definitely held it back too far. But it's tricky because it's like when you first start out with the color, everything you do feels like it's out of place. Like it just doesn't feel like oh, well, that color looks weird there. Why would that work? I must have picked the wrong color. So you just go back to something that's less influenced. But then by the time you're done, you're like, yeah, I should have gone farther, and farther, and farther. Gold, very reflective, very bright. Here in the highlight. Tiny details that no one can see. Okay, and now here, the sword hilt. when I did my my little study, the sort of scouting ahead study yesterday, I did remark to myself how interesting it was that none of the things that caught my eye or were interesting about that the final composition of the comp had anything to do with the work that we're doing here. So we really are, in some ways, sort of chasing down little details that are arguably not actually that important. And certainly if I had a crazy deadline, I wouldn't want to get bogged down on small things that don't matter. But I do want to sort of set a good example that not everything should be about skipping directly to the final good image that we're trying to get to. I don't think I want to be doing that. What is happening with the hand there? Zoom in so everybody can see my messed up little fingers. Probably took something that wasn't noticeable and just made it noticeable, but I do think I can draw a passably decent hand holding a sword. There's all sorts of things I don't like about the way he's holding the sword, to be honest, because I even think that I have the perspective on the sword handle off. Maybe I can just adjust some of that stuff right now. I don't want to get too bogged down on small things that don't matter, but it's true that like images, as they get more and more refined, can cross through the uncanny valley where, in the pursuit of making them look more real and realistic, you get diminishing returns, and it ends up it can end up looking the opposite of the way that you want it to. It's almost bothering me a little bit. Like, they look too even right there. I want them to, like, degrade more in size as they go. And maybe this one can actually tilt up. Artist life. All right, let's pump up the blue on some of these. Leather highlights. That looks somewhat cooler. Do the same thing here. Somewhat improved. Same thing here. Save my work a bit. Yeah, that's looking better. Go bolder. That is my lesson to myself. there's a funny iridescence that is happening with this brush. But I don't mind it. It's kind of like a cool effect. Okay, now let's highlight on the knee. A little brighter, a little bluer. Hair. Much brighter, much bluer for these highlights. Skin. Maybe not too crazy, but definitely in the ears. Ears can be greasy. We'll have highlights in there. Looking cool. A little brighter. A little bluer for some of these highlights here. Feeling more bold, more like I can get away with some of these more dramatic color relationships if things are working over here with the monster so far. And then being more bold again over here is going to entice me to go even crazier with the Lanmola on some of those highlights again. And I imagine that eventually that sort of sweet spot will more or less become second nature as it once was. Here where this sword is. Obviously, sword is super reflective. Like that looks cool. I get greedy with my stroke application and try to get it all done in one sometimes. Don't know if that hair looks as good as I thought it did. Looking kind of cool. What is that color? Okay, that's the relationship. So preserve that decently. I don't need to get exact with it. There's actually a lot of room for error with that stuff, so you don't have to be super precious. As long as the color relationship doesn't like get completely inverted without a reason, you're basically going to end up with the color you need. Okay, save the work. Okay, now I do want to come back here. And see what kind of cool... Just to round out this stream, I want to see how far I can push some of these highlights on the Lanmola. Let's see how far I can get in 5 minutes. 5 minutes and then we'll be done. Brighter, bluer. It's like really right there, and like the spectacularly the specular highlights. They're just like little pricks of light. Feel like that looks better. Okay, maybe a few more. Super specky highlights on these legs. If they're close by, I don't mind if they are catching a lot of light detail. Like it's not on accident, right? Kind of do want that ick factor. Okay. That's good for that. Same deal. Brighter, bluer. Some of these Lanmola details. Especially here where it feels like the body's curving. I feel like we need to highlight that curve a little bit with some of these highlights there. And then again here. Maybe especially here. Really feeling that pinch. Like being pinched. And then here again, it kind of gets pinched. Coming back around. here at the head. It's kind of looking cool now. There we go. And I have to do one of those, before I finish up, I have to do one of those ridiculous, thumbnails. You saw it on YouTube? Okay. Did you happen to like it? Because I was curious. I was like, who liked this video? I know my brother liked one of them. And if you didn't like it, why didn't you like it? No, you don't have to like my stuff. I know it's cringe. I'm begging for likes. Please, like my work. Okay, good. I'm glad it was you. Yeah, you see something like that, you gotta like it just for the thumbnail. Like, shit, nice thumbnail. I'll watch it later. Okay. This will be how I do it. And I gotta figure out a way. Here, I'm gonna save. Okay, so it's officially saved. Let's see if I can... Can I turn off my... all these silly things? Yeah. I don't mind the join max. Let's see here. Oh, that's still there. That's not the one we want. Here we go. Here we are. This is thumbnail verse. I gotta turn off this crap. And then turn off this crap. I should really just leave this stuff off. I'm not sure if... Like, maybe, like, when I end a stream, I can bring some of that stuff back. That makes sense, but... Let's see here. Maybe that one's okay. It's on the edge. It's all this stuff that... I'll turn that off, too. And then here... Make it full screen. It's funny because it's still too dark, but okay. And then should I go like this? That's not bad. And then all right, one of those three. One of those three. Be like this. Maybe I can do one of these, like... The lighting is not perfect. Anyway, all right, lots of options. Okay, that'll be that. Thanks for joining, and I will see you tomorrow. Adios.